Physics Wallah has recently announced its financials for the financial year 2023, and ladies and gentlemen and students of business, you guys will be shocked to know that the company has achieved a revenue run rate of upwards of 800 crores, and the company, in spite of everything in the EdTech segment, is actually profitable. When all the other players, when majority of the other players in the EdTech segment of India, in the EdTech category of India, are either going bankrupt or are losing incredible amount of money, are an incredible amount of losses, this company Physics Wallah, which is actually headed by Mr. Alakh Pandey, has grown to an incredible extent. In fact, you guys will be shocked to know that this company has achieved a head count of 2.5 million students studying on its platform. But the question is how? How exactly is this company Physics Wallah, which is headed by Mr. Alakh Pandey, able to achieve such incredible amount of numbers, such incredible growth, and being profitable at the same time? How exactly is it happening, and what are the business strategies that Physics Wallah is actually implementing in its own business model, due to which it is able to beat two of the major giants of the EdTech industry of India, that is Byjus and Unacademy. Generally, the top B schools of India, IIMs and all those institutions tell students that first mover advantage plays a lot of role in building a business, because if you are entering the market late, if you are entering the industry late, when there is a lot of competition already established in the market, most likely you are going to lose. But Physics Wallah has actually defied this fact. In fact, Physics Wallah entered the EdTech industry of India when the industry was completely saturated, when the investors were not pouring in their funds in this segment, specifically in this segment, when the students were actually not trusting the online education industry of India. At this point of time, Physics Wallah entered and captured the entire market and actually defeated big players like Byjus, Unacademy, Vedantu, etc. But how is that? In today's business case study of Physics Wallah, we are going to understand that what are the major strategies due to which Physics Wallah has actually dominated the EdTech market of India and has actually beaten down its nearest competitors, that is Byjus and Unacademy, and what are the powerful business lessons that we can derive from this case study of Physics Wallah to implement in our own startups and in our own businesses. This business case study is brought to you by the B School, your online business school. There are three major strategies due to which Physics Wallah has actually dominated and captured a large chunk of India's EdTech market. Reason number one, pointer number one, strategy number one, what we call as the power of personal branding. Ladies and gentlemen and students of business, I have told you in a number of videos of mine that the power of personal branding is incredible. If you have a personal brand, if you have a brand of your own self, you can easily build a business, you can easily build a startup out of it. In fact, I have covered this exact thing in one of my case studies of Tech Burner, of how Tech Burner, that is Shlok Srivastav, has used the power of personal branding to build two major startups, that is Overlays Clothing and Layers. The point is, Physics Wallah actually started with the journey of Mr. Alakh Pandey when he used to teach physics online. He used to give lectures of physics on YouTube. In the initial phases, he had no clue of what he's going to build in the near future. He was a mere teacher who was teaching with great passion, with incredible knowledge. He was teaching the students of India online on YouTube for free. He used to upload a number of videos in a week giving lectures on physics topics, complicated physics topics, and he used to make those physics lectures a lot of fun by his acting skills. The point is, due to his personal branding in a number of years, Physics Wallah, the channel, the YouTube channel of Mr. Alakh Pandey, the founder of Physics Wallah, achieved over 6 million subscribers in a mere span of 2 to 3 years. He had incredible amount of community of students already on the YouTube channel at that point of time. And when he finally decided to launch an app, when he finally decided to monetize his content, when he finally decided to launch paid courses of different segments in the Indian education industry, he already had a major number of students who was consuming his content and were ready to pay for the package, were ready to pay for the paid courses as well. The point is, the power of personal branding plays a very important role in building a business. As you guys must have noticed, Baba Ramdev is one of the finest examples of what I have just told you. Baba Ramdev started off as a yogi. He used to give free lessons on yoga and spirituality, and at this point of time, Baba Ramdev, due to his personal branding, due to his presence, due to his branding, the kind of brand that he has portrayed in the minds of Indian consumers, he has built a billion-dollar company, which is Patanjali. The point is, personal branding plays a very important role in today's world where the cost of customer acquisition is incredibly high. If you build a startup, if you start your own company, if you start your own business, the first and foremost thing that you guys will face is the problem of acquiring customers. Either you can run incredible amount of ads, incur incredible amount of expenditure online to gather community, to gather customers, or you can just use the power of social media, the power of personal branding to attract community, to attract potential customers. And later on, when you have that community, you can monetize that community. You can basically leverage your social media presence to build a brand out of it. And that is exactly what Physics Wallah did, Mr. Alakh Pandey did. He already gathered an incredible amount of community, incredible amount of students on his YouTube channel, and later on he leveraged the power of social media, he leveraged the power of his personal branding, his personal connect with the students to monetize his personal brand, to establish his personal brand, Physics Wallah. So ladies and gentlemen, the first business lesson that you guys need to learn and implement in your own startups and your businesses is to build a personal brand at first. If you want to start a business, if you want to start a startup, why not simply why not begin with starting an Instagram page and making content on the same topic, on your own genre, on your own business segment? Because if you do that for 365 days, you will actually have a number of consumers, you will actually have a number of potential customers who are interested in your brand, who are interested in your business, who are interested in your industry. And then when you have that community, you can finally launch your brand, and without spending even a single rupee on marketing, you can actually get and gather potential customers. Reason number 2, cash flow management. Ladies and gentlemen, and the students of business, while all the other players in the EdTech ecosystem of India are actually relying on venture capital funds, and because they have easy access, because they have had easy access to the venture funds, they were not profitable from day one. Whereas Mr. Alakh Pandey, because he started as a solopreneur and later on built Physics Wallah as a great company, as an incredible startup, he focused on profitability from day one. He focused on cash flow management from day one. In fact, it was at a very later part of in the entire success story of Physics Wallah when Mr. Alakh Pandey actually raised external funds from investors. Initially, the company was completely bootstrapped and the cash flow management was incredibly good. The point is, at one point of time after COVID, when the entire EdTech industry started collapsing and investors stopped putting in money in the EdTech space, lot of other competitors, lot of other players in the EdTech market, in the EdTech category, started collapsing because they were not profitable. They were burning incredible amount of money to acquire customers at any cost, to grow at any cost, and due to which their runway was not sufficient to make their company float in the market, and due to which a number of EdTech players in the recent times actually collapsed. Whereas this company Physics Wallah, because it focused on profitability from day one and because it did not rely on the investors funds from day one, they were profitable, had sufficient amount of runway. And in fact, because even in spite of the fact that they entered the EdTech market late, they did not worry about the funds part, they did not worry about the funding part, they did not worry about the investors part, because the entire cash flow management of the company was incredibly sorted. Whereas the other players of the market were struggling and are struggling till date to achieve profitability. Byjus till today is not profitable. In fact, as I told you in one of my case studies, the financials of Byjus for the same year 2023 say that the losses of the company have actually doubled down and the revenue of Byjus stands somewhere around 5,000 crores, which is half of what it targeted to 10,000 crores. And Unacademy soon is planning to get profitable soon enough, but is actually not profitable as of now. Whereas this company Physics Wallah, from day one, in spite of being bootstrapped, in spite of being funded, this company has achieved profitability and focused on profitability, cash flow management from day one. The lesson over here is, in today's dynamics where the business environment, the market, the entire venture capital fund, the entire investors' emotions to the Indian startups and to the global startups as well are incredibly dynamic, you need to focus on building a startup which is sustainable enough in terms of financials. In today's dynamics, you cannot actually rely and you cannot actually build a startup simply by relying on investors' funds, because you never know when the industry dries up or when the industry collapses. You need to manage the entire business model in such a way so that you are profitable enough from day one, so that you do not have to worry about your runway part and you can focus on being sustainable enough in in the long run. Reason number 3. Ladies and gentlemen and the students of business, why exactly did Physics Wallah and how exactly did Physics Wallah beat its close competitors Unacademy and Byjus in its own segment in spite of entering incredibly late in the market? The answer is in the pricing strategy. If you look closely about the content, if you look closely the content of Physics Wallah and the content of Byjus and Unacademy, you will actually feel that the content of Byjus is incredibly good, right? They use all these animations and other stuff, whereas Physics Wallah does not do any sort of animations. Most of the sessions are actually live, where teachers come, teach and connect with the students. But the point is, Indian consumers are price sensitive. When the entire EdTech market came into existence, when all of these players came into existence, they focused on delivering incredible quality, and with incredible quality comes incredible cost. The cost of animations, the cost of research, the cost of development, etc, etc, and due to which the packages of Byjus and Unacademy and all these EdTech players in the initial phases were incredibly high, which was not suiting the pockets of Indian consumers. When Physics Wallah entered the market, Physics Wallah's sole motive was to teach and to reach to every student in India, irrespective of their pocket size. So in order to do that, Physics Wallah basically kept their margins low, kept the pricing low, and did not focus much on delivering animated content, did not focus much on delivering these high class quality content to which these Indian consumers, these Indian students did not actually resonate to. They focused on one simple thing, that was pricing. And ladies and gentlemen, in the initial phases, the pricing, the packages of Physics Wallah were actually 10 to 15 times cheaper as compared to Byjus and Unacademy, due to which Physics Wallah achieved incredible traction in the initial years only. When there are two competitors in the market who are delivering incredibly high and incredibly expensive packages, and when there is another player who comes in the market and breaks this entire duopoly, breaks this entire monopoly, and gives the same packages, same kind of content at 15 times cheaper, obviously the market will shift towards the second competitor, right? Towards Physics Wallah. And that is exactly what happened. Ladies and gentlemen, if you can resonate this exact thing, this is exactly what Jio did to break the entire oligopoly of Vodafone, Idea, Airtel that used to exist in the Indian market. Initially, Jio offered its pricing at a very low rates. Initially, Jio launched itself as a free platform, and over the years, it monetized. Exactly what Physics Wallah did. Physics Wallah started teaching for free in the initial years, started teaching for free on YouTube in the initial years, gathered a number of consumers, and later on when it monetized the entire content, the packages were priced incredibly low, and the packages were so low that the consumers had no other option but to choose Physics Wallah, because the alternatives were incredibly expensive. Even when the consumer knew that the kind of content is not as high as Byjus or Unacademy, because it was pocket friendly, they actually chose Physics Wallah, and that led to the dominance of Physics Wallah and the market share of Physics Wallah in today's EdTech space of India. The business lesson that we can derive out of this thing is basically that price war is not always a good option. As you guys must have heard of, price war actually results in the losses to the entire industry. But ladies and gentlemen, as we say, everything is fair in love, war and business, and this exactly is what Physics Wallah did. They knew that because they were not spending much on research, development, animation, high class, high quality content, the cost of making a single package was extremely low compared to their initial players. And exactly what they did, they kept their margins low, they kept the pricing of the packages low, and they basically did this entire strategy suited the Indian consumers and their pockets to a great extent, due to which they captured a large chunk of the India's EdTech market. And the same thing can be applied to your business as well. What are your thoughts about the entire EdTech space of India? Do you think that Physics Wallah will actually dominate the EdTech market of India in the next few years, or do you think that Byjus and Unacademy can actually revive themselves and again dominate the market? Do comment down your analysis, your insights, and let me know. If you like the business case study, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel to get a regular notifications on all of our business case studies. We try to put in 1000% value in all of our case studies to make you guys learn and understand the deep insights of running a business or running a startup. If you like the content, please hit the like button. This video was brought to you by the B School, your online business school. This was Shaurya Kaushik signing off from today's case study. I'll see you guys in another case study very soon. Till then, stay tuned, take care, bye bye.